no one representing, of course, the Prince and Princess of Wales. And much has been made of that, the suggestion being that while the King may be willing to discuss a reconciliation with his son, William's nowhere near a reconciliation with his brother.
King Charles just opened the palace door a crack, and the whole place might blow. He sat down with two of Harry's last standing advisors inside a quiet London club. No cameras, no grand speeches, just hushed voices and a pot of tea no one actually drank. Outside, word leaked faster than royal gossip at midnight, and suddenly every British tabloid screamed the same question. Why on earth is the king talking peace with the son who torched the family on Netflix? Meanwhile, Prince William was miles away in the very palace Harry once called home, pacing so hard the carpets felt the burn. He'd been warned about the meeting. He didn't politely decline. He flat out refused. And if you listen to court insiders, yes, the ones who text reporters when the lights go out, William's exact words were, "That effing meeting is a slap in the face." Pause here. Do you side with William or the king? Tap those comments, because this next twist is wild.
What's going on here? Could there be a rapprochement between Harry and the king?
Well, everyone loves a conspiracy, and especially when it comes to the royal family. But what we have here is an attempt, I believe, by Prince Harry and his team to reach out to the king and to be seen to be reaching out to the king.
Let's rewind. Harry wasn't alone at that London table. He sent Meredith Maines, his new comms chief, and Liam Maguire, the PR pro who somehow still answers Sussex calls. On Charles's side sat Tobin Andrea, who usually keeps scandals at arm's length with polite no comments. But there they were, 4 cups rattling on china while cameras lurked outside. The second those photos surfaced, William's phone lit up like a Christmas tree. The future king didn't see reconciliation. He saw Betrayal Part 2. Why is William this mad? Start with Oprah. Harry called palace life a trap and all but accused the firm of bigotry. Then came the Netflix doc, where Harry reenacted a shouting match and claimed William screamed at him in front of the Queen. Not spicy enough? Fine, Harry dropped Spare, the memoir that painted William as a raging bully, Catherine as a stiff snob, and even mocked his brother's thinning hair. Every dig sold millions of books. Every dig carved a deeper canyon. William forgave none of it. Now picture Catherine. She's battling cancer, stepping back from the spotlight, and relearning what good day feels like. She never clapped back at Harry's book, but behind palace walls her silence is thunder. William remembers Harry calling her cold, and each time the press snaps Catherine in a headscarf, he clenches his jaw harder. To him, Harry's words aged like spoiled milk. You don't trash a woman fighting for her health, then waltz back in for tea with Dad. Money whispers, too. Since ditching royal duties, the Sussex crew fired almost as many staffers.
Well, one of the things that I'm hearing from sources close to Harry is that he genuinely wants a better relationship with his father.
As they hired. Publicists in, publicists out, security teams reshuffled. Rumor says Netflix cash isn't bottomless, and Spotify already walked. A fresh royal glow-up could restore brand Sussex fast. William sees the pattern. Cry foul, sign deals, pocket millions, repeat. If Charles blesses a truce, Harry and Meghan get a halo big enough to land the next blockbuster doc. And William? He becomes the unwilling extra in their comeback show. But the real grenade is titles. Harry and Meghan promise to step back, yet still style themselves Duke and Duchess. Meghan signs emails HRH, a mark they swore not to wield. William calls that the last straw. Imagine quitting your job, trashing your boss, then flashing the company badge to score VIP seats. William vows that when he wears the crown, badge privileges disappear. Is he being harsh or finally drawing a line? Sound off below, because plenty of Brits already picked sides. Back to Charles. Some folks say he's deep in King Dad fantasy, hoping a group hug will mend 16 years of drama. Others claim he fears public pity if he dies without fixing the rift. Either way, he ignores William's red lights and floors the Unity bus. Yet a peace deal without the heir is like signing a treaty without the general. Paper thin. And William knows it. He's the next monarch, and he's already shaping a tighter, tougher court. No revolving doors. No royal part-timers. No HRH for hire. Let's talk legacy. William grew up watching the Queen handle crises with quiet steel. Recollections may vary, she once said, a polite royal way of labeling lies. William inherited that laser focus. He won't trade centuries of duty for a feel-good photo op. Harry says he wants forgiveness. William says he wants accountability. Until those two words meet, the palace corridors stay icy. Think they'll ever shake hands again? Drop a yes or never below, because the next chapter writes itself live.
One of the key reasons that Charles has not been willing to engage in discussions is because of his fear of conversations being leaked. If you think back to Spare, there were details of very intimate private family conversations that Harry relayed in the script of...
While cameras chase Harry down Montecito streets, William plays the long game. He's trimming the monarchy, rewarding loyalty, turning charity work into global soft power. He's also whispering to advisors about timing. Strip titles after Charles passes, when public sympathy won't flare. No more Duke of Sussex. No more Duchess. Just plain Mr. and Mrs. searching for brand name. Harsh? Maybe. Necessary? William says absolutely. Then there's Meghan. William sees her as the mastermind who flipped Harry from cheeky little brother to headline machine. Every Sussex press move feels precision cut. A dramatic pause before interview drops. A choreographed charity visit with cameras angled just so. William isn't naive. He knows skillful PR when he sees it. And he refuses to become a background prop in Meghan's next streaming teaser.
Of course, it's close to the king tell me that Charles is very concerned that there needs to be trust if this relationship is to move forward. So it's understandable then that the Sussexes are frustrated that this meeting has been leaked. We don't know who's leaked it. We don't know how there was a photographer conveniently placed with a bird's eye view of the table that they just so happened to be sitting at. But we do know that the meeting took place, and we do know it's the first time that Harry's aides have come together with aides from Buckingham Palace since that Sandringham summit, which of course decided the fate of Harry and Meghan when they chose to step down from the royal family.
Underneath the anger is heartbreak. William misses the soldier brother who cracked jokes at Afghan bases, who walked behind their mother's coffin with silent courage, who once called Catherine the sister I never had. That Harry vanished. In his place stands a California version reading talk show scripts and cashing royalty checks. William can't save someone who doesn't want saving. What he can do is shield his 3 kids, George, Charlotte, Louis, from the fallout. They will inherit the throne, the spotlight, and the baggage. William plans to hand them a scandal-proof crown. Charles hears the thunder but keeps tuning his violin. He invites Harry, hoping for redemption. Yet every royal watcher knows the score. William must sign off or nothing sticks. September looms. Harry hints at a UK charity visit. If Charles meets him publicly, tabloids will melt. If William stays away, cameras will zoom in on the empty space beside the king, and the message will be clear. Forgiveness can't be forced.
Where does that leave us? Staring at a royal stalemate so tense you can feel it through your screen. Harry and Meghan want relevancy. Charles wants harmony. William wants consequences. Someone will blink, someone will bow, someone will walk away forever. When that day comes, remember the quiet London club where tea went cold while trust finally froze. Until then, keep your eyes on the balcony. If you see 3 figures, Charles in the middle, Harry waving, William nowhere, that's not unity. That's the calm before William's storm. And if you spot William alone beside Catherine, crowns gleaming but brothers missing, you'll know the door just slammed for good. So tell me, should King Charles keep begging for peace, or should Prince William swing the axe and be done? I'm watching the comments like a hawk, and you know the royals are too. One thing's sure, when William finally speaks, he won't whisper. And when that happens, this saga's next season will make every Netflix cliffhanger look tame.
Sometimes a royal story comes along that is so astonishing, it just takes your breath away. Today is one of those days, because the late Queen's cousin is revealing the truth about what Elizabeth II really thought of Meghan Markle from beyond the grave. It's astonishing stuff. And look, what we learn from these astonishing revelations is that
It all began with a look. The Queen sat in the front row at St. George's Chapel. Cameras flashed, choirs sang, and the whole world cheered for a fairy tale wedding. Yet the Queen's eyes held a tiny cloud. It was so quick that most people missed it. But that flicker was a warning sign that everything was about to change. The woman walking down the aisle was Meghan Markle. She smiled bright, she waved with confidence. Many said she looked strong and fresh. The Queen, though, felt a chill. She had watched royal brides for more than 70 years. None had given her that uneasy feeling. She knew stories before anyone else did. Little hints from palace halls told her that Meghan might be more than a happy bride. She might be a storm.
In Lisa's view, Harry is besotted and weak about women. We hope, but don't quite think she is in love. And then this is the line. This is the key line, folks. We think she engineered it all. So can we just take one moment to think about this? This is the late Queen telling her cousin, her closest confidant, that Meghan Markle was never in love with Prince Harry.
Long before the wedding, Meghan was already famous on her own. She was an actress who talked about helping others and doing good. Harry, the Queen's beloved grandson, adored her charm. But the Queen started to worry when she heard the first whispers. Close aides said Meghan planned every step, almost like a chess game. They said she aimed for the biggest move of all, marrying a prince. The Queen did not want to believe it, yet she kept listening. Then came the secret nickname. Deep inside the palace, where only trusted ears could hear, the Queen called Meghan the troublemaker. She did not say it with a laugh. She said it with a sigh. She saw Meghan shake up old customs. Some change was fine, but too much could break the royal chain. The Queen loved tradition. Meghan loved to test it. That clash was about to burst into full view. The first big clash came over the wedding dress. Royal brides usually let the Queen peek at the gown before the big day. It is polite, and it helps plan the jewels and the veil. Meghan said no. She would not show the Queen her dress. The Queen raised an eyebrow. Why the secrecy? Rumors buzzed that Meghan chose a long, bright veil, even though she had been married before. Some said the Queen found the veil odd for a second wedding. Meghan did not budge. She kept the design hidden until she met Harry at the altar. Another jolt followed when Harry asked the Archbishop of Canterbury to lead the service without the usual nod to the Dean of Windsor. To most people, that seems tiny. To the Queen, it was a sharp cut into tradition. It felt like Harry was rewriting the royal rulebook overnight. She feared the young prince was slipping away from the values she had given him.
She was trying to find out about the wedding dress, and Meghan wouldn't tell her. So let's just think about that for 1 minute. Prince Harry treating the greatest living monarch at the time, and I would argue actually the greatest British monarch of all time, with so much disrespect that he berated her on the phone for 10 minutes.
After the wedding, the Queen tried to build bridges. She invited Meghan to quiet lunches, hoping to find common ground. Meghan was warm in public but cool in private. A palace worker once whispered that Meghan could charm a crowd and then snap at staff when doors closed. Staff turnover soared. One aide left in tears, another begged for a new post. The Queen heard every report. Each one added a small crack to her trust. Harry changed too. The lively, joking grandson began speaking with sharp edges. During one phone call, he scolded his grandmother for 10 long minutes. The Queen listened in silence, heart aching. Never before had Harry spoken to her like that. She hung up, shaken. She told a close cousin that she barely knew him anymore. The rift spread to William and Kate. The two brothers had been best friends. Kate and Meghan, however, never found peace. A private argument about flower girl dresses leaked. Newspapers wrote about tears. Some said Kate cried, others said Meghan cried. The Queen cared less about who shed tears and more about why small issues turned into storms. The press feasted on every detail, and the monarchy looked divided. Inside the palace, people noticed Meghan's pattern. Public sparkle, private frost. She hugged fans on walkabouts, but behind the scenes, she skipped small courtesies like curtsying to the Queen at family meals. She talked openly about unfair press and hinted that race played a part. The Queen did not deny the pain of harsh headlines. Yet she feared Meghan framed every setback as someone else's fault. The Queen's life had been about duty and quiet strength. Meghan's public fights felt like thunder. As months passed, Harry and Meghan began to pull back from royal duties. They said they wanted a more peaceful life. They moved to Frogmore Cottage, then crossed the ocean to Canada, and finally settled in California. Each move felt like another goodbye. During family talks, Harry spoke with one voice, Meghan's. He echoed her worries, her anger, her plans. The Queen saw him lose his own song. The split went global when Netflix cameras rolled in 2022. The streaming giant announced a 6-part series that would let Harry and Meghan share their truth. Trailers dropped with dramatic music, slow-motion tears, and bold claims about palace plots. Viewers gasped. Royal experts winced. The Queen, already frail, watched only clips sent to her by aides. She shook her head and whispered, "It didn't have to be this way." Palace staff felt a wave of dread. Talk of bullying probes and leaked emails filled the news. The family's private pain was now the world's binge watch. By 2021, the Queen knew her time was short. She tried one last olive branch. She invited Harry to stand by her side at a memorial. He came, but the warmth was thin. Meghan stayed in the United States. Cameras caught the Queen leaning on a walking stick, face lined with age and worry. Friends said she whispered that her family was changed forever. When the Queen passed away, Harry returned for the funeral. He walked behind her coffin, head bowed. Meghan stood at his side in black. Some hoped grief would heal the cracks, but whispers said the Queen left letters behind. In one, she told Harry she loved him but feared he would regret leaving. In another, she warned that fame fades, but family lasts. Time will tell if he reads those lines with open eyes. The story of the Queen and the troublemaker is not just a tale of clashing wills. It is a lesson about power, love, and choice. Meghan knew how to spark attention. The Queen knew how to keep the fire steady. They never found a middle path. In the end, a single look on a wedding day told the truth before anyone else saw it. Now, people ask if Meghan and Harry will ever return. Some say Hollywood shines brighter than any crown. Others say the crown stands strong no matter who walks away. One thing is clear. The Queen tried to save her grandson from a storm. She used wisdom, warnings, and open doors. But you can't save someone who believes the storm is their ticket to the stars. Keep an eye on what happens next. Will Harry miss the life he left? Will Meghan's projects keep her in the spotlight? Will the palace share more secrets? Every choice has a cost, and the bill always comes due. As the Queen once said in a quiet room, time reveals all. She may be gone, but her words still echo down the palace halls. You can almost hear them in that long, silent corridor where the crown jewels rest, shining in the dark, waiting for the next chapter to begin. The crown endures, but hearts can break, and broken hearts leave echoes that never fade, forever strong.